Here.
Moranti,
Here.
Wolf,
Here.
President DiPietro,
Here.
quorum present.
Thank you, Tracy. Can I,
Tom,
yes, who's that?
Duan, can you put the record on?
I'm sorry, what?
Record.
It is recording.
It's
It
being
is?
recorded, yeah.
Oh, I just started. Okay.
And who's that? Is that Tiffany? Anyway, can I have an introduction, please, to dispense with the reading of the minutes for January 11th and 19th and to place them on file? An introduction, please.
Duan,
Dewan, a second, please.
Calvin, I'll second.
Calvin. All those, excuse me, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Thank you. Shaheem, can you put up the communications, please? Jaheim, are you there? Okay. There's the dog control report for December. And the next one is Tracy's financial report for 2020. And the third is a letter from Melvin Letts. Can I have a introduction, please, and a second to receive the communications and place them on file? Introduction,
Dewan,
Dewan, thank you. Second,
Calvin, I'll second.
thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Anyone opposed? The motion carries. Thank you.
Tom, this is Rebecca. Can I ask just a quick question?
Yeah.
So when we have communications that are sent in, like this one by Melvin Lett, do they get read or what? How does this?
Well, it's your choice whether to read them or not.
Well, okay. So you mean to read it? Like how is it distributed?
It's been on the website for over a week. We
Oh,
can.
okay. Okay. So they're just on the website and
Yep.
we can read it at our leisure.
Yep.
Got it.
I mean, some of them I've distributed when they're more urgent,
Okay.
but they're there, but
Okay. So they're part of the record and they're there.
yes, exactly. Shaheem, can I have the bills, please? Okay. Questions? The one new name I noted was Bonadio and Company, and that's our auditor.
Hidman Straub's labor or no?
I'm sorry, John, say that again?
Hidman Straub PC.
Yes, that's the labor attorney.
Just want to double check.
And let's see,
Tom, what's Azavar Technologies for 2900?
that is the company that the treasurer's office uses for tax submissions.
Oh, so it's periodic, that's not, I hadn't seen that name before. Ring a bell.
Any
Can't
other
hear
que-
you, Jane.
Yeah, did you knock your mic off or something?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Anyone else on the council? Or the public? Okay, can I have a introduction, please?
Calvin, I'll introduce.
Thank you, Calvin. A second,
Dewan,
Dewan, thank you. A roll call vote, please. Tracy?
Alderman Halloran.
Garriga's here.
Okay,
I apologize. Alderman Garriga.
Aye.
Halloran.
Still aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Moranti.
Aye.
Rosenthal.
Aye.
Sauer.
aye.
Trombley.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
President DiPietro.
aye.
Carried.
Thank you, Tracy. Let's see. Okay, we move to the resolutions that were introduced last week. First resolution, please, Shaheem. Nope, there's one before that, Commissioner of Deeds. There you go. Can I have a roll call vote, please, Tracy?
Alderman Garriga.
Tiffany?
Aye. I have bad service.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranci,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Is it okay for me to vote on this?
Oh, probably not.
Okay, I abstain.
President DiPietro.
Aye, yes.
Carried.
Thank you. The next resolution, Shaheem, please. This is reappointing John Cody to his appointment on the Hudson IDA. Can I have a roll call vote, please, Tracy?
Alderman Garriga.
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranci,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next resolution, please, Shaheem. This was authorizing the title for the secretary of the youth department. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Alderman Garriga.
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranci,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Next resolution, please, Shaheem. Yep. This is, phew. Could whoever is making all that noise try to mute themselves? This is the this is the grant for HHA to get new refrigerators in Bliss. Gosh, what is that? A roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga.
She's muted.
Tiffany,
I said aye.
we couldn't hear you.
I said aye 3 times. I'm sorry. I said aye before John said she's muted.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranci,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Yeah. Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Shaheem, the next resolution, please. As we explained last week, this is for the small retirement benefit for our fire department. Can I have a roll call vote, please?
Alderman Garriga.
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
The next resolution, please, Shaheen. Excuse me, this is just to reimburse Common Council for money we paid for the tourism board's expenses. A roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Okay, new resolutions. Oh, sorry. This last one, Police Department payroll transfer.
Someone walking around and moving with their phone.
That's Tiffany's phone.
As you know, this was to the police payroll from from hospitalization. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Before we go on to the new ones, I have a quick rule of order change that I'd like to propose that we have to vote on because it's a change in our rules of order. And that is we'll follow this up with a written version later on, but that is to change our informal meeting from 7 p.m. on the first Monday to 6 p.m. Tracy, can I have a roll call vote on that, please?
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye. Thank you all for,
Carried.
we'll work out the kinks over time. And thank you. Okay, on to new resolutions. Shaheen, please. Yes, that one. Marie Bell, who many of you know, has been serving on the Hudson Housing Authority, which she will continue to do, is also wants to join the Conservation Advisory Council. She brings a lot of experience. She actually had worked in environmental science when she lived in England. Can I an introduction in a second?
Calvin, I'll introduce.
Calvin, second.
I second.
Dawn, any discussion? From the council first? Excuse me. Anybody in the audience?
Good luck, Marie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, I think that's a great idea. I support it completely.
Thank you. Let's have a roll call vote then.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Thank you. Shaheem, the next number 9. Oh, you don't have them numbered. Fire department transfers. So this is self-evident, I hope. It's just transferring shortages from 2020 to their purchase of equipment. Let's first have an introduction.
Duan.
Go on.
Alvin, I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Tracy has been kind enough to point out to me that we should have had an introduction and a second for the change in the rules of order, which we can do now. Would someone like to introduce it?
Duan.
Ron, and a second?
Eileen.
Eileen, thank you, Eileen.
Mhm.
Okay, moving on to parking bureau expenditures, Shaheem. There you go. This is a simple transfer also. Upgrade some of their changes. Can I have an introduction, please?
Duan.
Duan, second, please.
Alvin, I'll second.
Alvin? Any conversation about this? In that case, a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Okay. The payroll services transfer. We're cleaning up a lot of 2020, as you can see. As in this one, which there was money left over in hospitalization that'll now go to payroll services. An introduction, please.
Duan.
Thank you, Duan. A second?
Alvin,
Any discussion? A roll call vote, please. Tracy?
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Sauer,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
Thank you. Next resolution, please, Shaheem. Yes. This too transfers from some money to a training program. Can I have an introduction, please?
Calvin, I'll introduce.
Thank you, Calvin. A second, please.
Eileen, I'll second.
Thank you, Eileen. Any discussion? A roll call vote, please.
What kind of training? Sorry.
I think it was. Oh,
Dewan, this is a restorative justice training. It's a multi-tiered training that's going to be happening over a series of months with all the youth department staff.
Thank you. Thank you.
I didn't know you were there.
No problem.
A roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Farrar,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro,
Aye.
carried.
Next resolution, please, Shaheen. You all know what this is about. The difference in this resolution from the previous version was it requires Mr. Parker to agree to withdrawing all his claims. Can I have an introduction, please?
Eileen, I'll introduce.
A second, please.
Calvin. Oh, pardon.
That's okay.
I'll give it to Cal.
All right.
Any discussion? In that case, a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Moranti,
As I was originally opposed to removing this from the budget
On
because
about
of already stated reasons. Excuse me?
nothing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you, Tom. Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Farrar,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Rebecca?
I said aye.
President DiPietro,
Aye.
carried.
Let's see, where are we? This looks like a big deal, but it's really just carrying over funds that were in last year's budget that will be paid this year, but making sure that the money is there and not used for other purposes. Let's start with an introduction.
Eileen, I'll introduce.
Thank you, Eileen. Second?
Dewan.
Thank you, Dewan. Questions? Okay, if no questions, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Alderman Garriga,
Aye.
Halloran,
Aye.
Lewis,
Aye.
Aye.
Moranti,
Aye.
Rosenthal,
Aye.
Farrar,
Aye.
Trombley,
Aye.
Walker,
Aye.
Wolf,
Aye.
President DiPietro,
Aye.
carried.
Shaheem, the next resolution, please. This authorizes the mayor to sign a contract with Columbia County to reimburse the Hudson Youth Department. This is a reimbursement we've gotten. Nick, how many years has this been in? Are you there, Nick?
It's been decades, as far as I understand.
Right. And despite some misinformation out there, it was applied for this year as well. So can I have an introduction in a second, please?
Tom, this is Eileen. Could I just ask a question? Whoops.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I wanted to ask a question about the amount. I thought it used to be 15,000.
That may be the case, Eileen, in the 4 years I've been here, and the 2 years, at least that I looked back before that, it was always this exact same amount.
Okay, thank you.
An introduction, please.
Eileen, I'll introduce.
Thank you, Eileen. A second. Go on. Any other questions about it? From anyone? A roll call vote, please, Tracy.
Alderman Garriga.
Aye.
Halloran.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Moranti.
Aye.
Rosenthal.
Aye.
Sauer.
Aye.
Trombley.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye.
Carried.
I'd like to announce there is, thank you, Tracy. Our fifth ad hoc committee will be addressing the police data resolution that we had last month. A number of problems have been pointed out, as I mentioned at the last meeting. So on March 3rd at 6 p.m., we will have an ad hoc committee meeting to go over that resolution. And the members of that committee are Jane Trombley, Dewan Sarawar, Calvin Lewis, and John Rosenthal. And that's 6 o'clock on March 3rd for those interested. And the chief will also be there and our attorneys to make sure we get this resolution right. Next, we have.
Tom?
Yes, Tom.
May I be on that committee? May I be on that committee, please?
Dominic, I thought let's talk about that offline. I mean, I guess so.
I checked into your situation and there's no issue.
Okay. I mean, you could certainly show up anyway. Yeah, okay. Fine. Back to the local law, Shaheem. As you all know, this is about, it's been on the table for a while. You're all familiar with it by now. Can I have an introduction, please?
I'll introduce.
Thank you, Calvin. A second?
Dewan.
Thank you, Dewan. I don't think we need more discussion, but anybody can if they want to. It still has to go through a number of stages as a local law. In that case, Tracy, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Alderman Garriga.
Aye.
Halloran.
Aye.
Lewis.
Aye.
Moranti.
Aye.
Rosenthal.
Aye.
Sauer.
Aye.
Trombley.
Aye.
Walker.
Aye.
Wolf.
Aye.
President DiPietro.
Aye. Now, the shortness so far of tonight's meeting makes me think we should have presentations on our formal night. But we can discuss that through emails since it's not a, and those emails can be also from the public if you're interested in contributing. Because as you know, our last informal was well over 3 hours, and this we've gotten through business in 36 minutes.
Tom,
However,
Tom,
Rebecca, can I just say, I mean, I'm in favor of that. I think it would make a lot of sense to just have the committee, or I'm sorry, the commissioners present on the formal night. Although I'm not sure, is it like there still could be time for public comment and
there
questions.
always will be time for public comment.
Right, so.
Yeah, the first informal under the new way of doing things was, really long because we had presentations and an executive session. And somebody else have a comment?
yeah, I have a question, Tom.
Sure, Malachi. Okay, you're next, Tiffany. Go ahead,
Well,
Malachi.
my question was pertaining to the DRI.
Yes.
Is that all set in stone
No.
right now?
What, the DRI?
Yeah.
No, it's got a long way to go. Well, as far as I know, there hasn't been a full committee meeting in a while. But
Okay.
I do know that the Promenade Hill project recently entered a stage of setting up, I think, a timeline for bidding and contracts, but I'm not sure of that. You'd have to, I'm not sure if there's anybody here who could answer that. Jeff, have you been part of that, Jeff? No? Oh, he's trying to.
Okay. But because my question was pertaining to in the park.
What?
And,
Hold on a second. Can you remove that person, Shaheem, before we have some trouble?
Maybe he should ask his question, Tom, specifically.
No, this is really important. Hold on a second. Okay. I don't know if you saw, but that had to go.
I saw that. I think I can maybe answer it. The contracts or the bid documents are being prepared, and I think most of the, the design elements are set out to go for bid. And then a contract stuff. Michael's Shamides has more details on that, but they are moving forward on that.
So what was your concern, Malachi?
Well, my question was because I was approached by a number of individuals on my ward, just wanting to know about, I know we talked about it before, it was brought up before, I think it was by Tiffany, about the gym in the park. I know a lot of individuals right now, they're not able to go to, the local gym for whatever reason, whether it be financial or, time frame, whatever the case is, but they were asking about, just a little gym, like pull-up bars, push-up bars, and, maybe some dip bars, just something just to keep people active. Just wanting to know if that could be included.
What are you talking about? Where's you need the gym, Malachi?
Well, just some bars to work.
And down the park at Promenade Hill Park when we were discussing the entertainment that we want for our children, because people always seem to focus on little babies and they forget about the teenagers and then wonder why things happen when they're bored. So we were requesting things that can be for teenagers, young adults, and older adults, such things that they have in other public parks in other cities throughout New York State. So Malachi is asking, what is the status of that? Is it still happening or not?
Right, because I haven't seen anything about it. It almost like it was brushed away when it was brought up. Nobody said anything else about it. So, yeah, the status of that.
Michael was here. And
I understand, Malachi, it's still happening, but what you're doing and what you need to do is always bring it up and make sure when they do have these particular meetings, if you can't be a part of it, send that chair or whoever you're in contact with an email so they can respond to you. So we're not left in the dust and been asking these questions for years, and then the outcome is they didn't even do it.
Right. Right.
Okay. Other new business, Rebecca?
Just as a follow-up to that, I am curious about the status of a lot of the DRI projects, and I wonder, is that something that we can also have a report to the Common Council from like the DRI chairs?
There is, well, it would probably be either Michael or Kamal, since Kamal is technically the head of the DRI committee. I think Michael could do a good job. Yes, we can have that in our next meeting, an update. We're waiting to hear back from, there has been, since the presentation, I know on the street connectivity project, they have not submitted the next stage of their report. So that's 2 projects there. The Promenade Hill is one. The connectivity is both the streets and the steps on from Cross Street. There's been nothing new, I don't think, about Fuggery or the Dunn Warehouse at this point. That's pretty much it for now.
It just seems like that would help with, like, that would answer Malachi's concern.
Well,
that,
I mean,
you know,
there was a presentation on the Promenade Hill. It's gone through a lot.
no, for sure.
I'm just saying it's a very inexpensive thing to throw in if it's not too late.
Yeah, as I recall, at the
Very
last,
productive.
you know, I hear you, Malachi. The feeling was, I don't think they were going to do anything with that little children's section yet. There wasn't enough money for that yet. I mean, but I'm not sure of that, so don't hold me to that. But I will make sure we find out by our next meeting.
Thanks a lot, Tom. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'd like to add, I think we should have an ad hoc committee or be focusing on current renovations at our existing city hall and put to bed the Galvin proposal, so we don't have to waste any more time on that.
I happen to disagree vehemently with that. And I think what we're going to do is have an ad hoc committee that compares the 2 possibilities.
Well, it's been brought to my attention that, hold on, let me finish. It's because I was speaking. It's been brought to my attention that we had a presentation from the HPC to move forward with one of the renovation proposals at City Hall, an expensive one, that was stopped in favor of wasting time on this Galvin proposal, which is very expensive. Everyone knows this is going to be an incredibly expensive prospect. So I would suggest the entire council that we focus on the achievable goal, which is getting us into an ADA compliant building, the existing City Hall, making it ADA compliant now rather than wasting our time on a fruitless pursuit, because we're wasting more time here not doing it.
Okay, thank you, John. That's of course entirely your opinion, and I think the more responsible thing to do is, can I talk now, or are you going to interrupt me?
Go ahead.
The more responsible thing to do is to take the 2 proposals, the one ADA proposal, which would have to be the high-end proposal to match what would be achieved at Galvin, to take the 2 proposals and just simply put them side by side and see which one makes more sense.
The high-end proposal at our current City Hall is cheaper than the Galvin proposal. It's absolutely true that we don't have to waste any more time on it, Tom.
It's not. I think you're.
So we know that the library 10 years ago would cost $8 million. So now we're going to go down the road with wasting.
Oh, that was a.
And we had consultants, architectural consultants, review City Hall on ADA guidelines, contrary to what was talked about last week. So I think we should.
Wasting time right now.
Exactly.
What's that, Tiffany?
Well, we're wasting time right now because just like Tom stated, that's your opinion. And we're not taking anything away from it, but we've been hearing you loud and clear of how you feel about this proposal. But the right thing to do as elected officials and representatives of the people is to have all proposals in front of us and critique them each equally and then decide which one is best for the city.
So I just want to get a sense.
I agree, and I'm sorry, Rebecca, I just wanted to also say, like John, just because you reiterate that something is a waste of time and or that, you know, I mean, I feel like the rhetorical attitude doesn't help your argument. Like, stick to the facts and allow for the facts to come out.
Well, I would just like to say that we spent money on consultants to study our existing building, and they gave us a plan that had that includes all of our services except for the youth department at 520 Warren Street for under $4 million. A 13,000 square foot, 200-year-old building, which is the 400 State Street building, by any obvious observation right now, would be a prohibitively expensive project for us to take on, where we could be getting our people, the people who have could be focusing on getting people into the door of 520 Warren Street. We've wasted a lot of time not doing that. People who can't access the building or any of our buildings will have to wait. And I just think it's irresponsible for us to go forward with a plan that is a pipe dream versus, and this is, yes, it's my opinion, but that's a 13,000 square foot, 200-year-old building that the Galvin's own architect said we can't even put in mechanical services in the building. They have to be placed in an additional building behind it, connected by glass bridges. I mean, any of us looking at this could see that that would be a massively expensive project compared to renovating our existing building.
But what do you think? I mean,
Once again, I have to say that that's your opinion. I mean, they've had an architect too give an assessment, but they've also had a construction advisor. The ADA compliant project for City Hall was done by an architect, not, I mean, the estimate was done by an architect, not by a construction company.
I read the thing that you were on, and it said that they reviewed it per the law, per ADA compliant laws. And
I didn't say it wasn't ADA compliant.
Last week,
Is there any other new business? Because this sounds like a conversation between Tom and John.
I'm just suggesting.
No one else is like, you're talking about wasting time.
Well, I think it's important.
It is.
Tom,
who's that?
Dominic.
Oh, yeah,
So
go ahead.
is there a way that we can get a time frame from the Department of Justice to see on if the situation is going to be applicable? Because, you know, the clock is ticking on making corrections to City Hall. So it would be nice to bring the Department of Justice and say, listen, this is what our thinking is. If we go with plan A or B, how is that going to affect our settlement?
We'd have to talk to our ADA compliance officer, who is Michael. And I'm not sure how the process actually works. But I do know that, you know, whatever we do has to be approved by them eventually.
Well,
and that's why I think the low end version of ADA compliance for 520, it just has, the low end version just has too many problems in long term.
Well, why was it pulled? Why did we go ahead and have a presentation made from the HPC to do a $400,000 renovation, which could be happening right now and getting people in the door into?
Well, wouldn't that be a waste of money if it turned out not to be useful? Because
I don't.
It was partly to get the process moving.
Michael Tamides and Peter Bujnow went to give a presentation in front of the historic preservation.
I'm not sure what you think it proves. Not much of anything.
That we could be acting on something and doing something for people who are the disabled and need to access our buildings. We could have been doing something right now and still entertain the Galvin plan. A ramp and handicap accessible bathrooms at City Hall is a good thing.
How do we go back to Galvin if we're like, come on?
Because I don't think that spending.
That project has not been halted, by the way. No one said that was halted. They went before HPC.
It was pulled. We're not acting on it.
Who said it was pulled?
It's odd that we were rushing ahead to do something at City Hall, which seems to be the sensible maneuver, to suddenly do a big renovation and move to 400 State Street that satisfies, I think, doesn't satisfy our needs personally.
Okay.
So it's going to be expensive. beyond 520 Warren Street.
Mhm.
So
Anyone else?
This is Darlene. So how do we tee this up to begin to move forward?
Well, I think we need Michael present to advise us on where he thinks we are with ADA compliance in the immediate future. You know, is he moving forward with the low end solution to City Hall? And, you know, and then to find out whether that will actually satisfy the Department of Justice and then get it done. Is one possibility.
right, or even if we did a $3 million or $4 million renovation or current building with an addition to the building that we own, I
Well,
guarantee
that's why I think you need the comparison, because, you know, there's different funding possibilities for both. I mean, I'm not against doing the high-end renovation of Wilson Hall, of City Hall. But I really would like to see it in comparison to this other proposal on the table.
And I just
Mhm.
want to remind everybody that there is an offer for $100,000 for a study to find out the feasibility of that plan. So in a way, aside from the time that it would take to produce that study, I don't really see how there's a loss to doing that.
because I'm just saying, and this is my recommendation, but the obvious thing would be a 13,000 square foot, 200-year-old building that the current owner has not renovated in 8 years. And that-
So, I mean, somebody is going to do something with that building. It's a very beautiful building that is extremely significant. So I don't understand why we wouldn't want to explore what are the options to possibly
I'm
make use
just-
of it.
because we're wasting time on not renovating our current building to go after a building that would cost millions of dollars to renovate.
Again, like you keep
I'm not
throwing
a
out,
voter. I'm not a voter.
nobody knows how much it would cost to renovate because we haven't had a study, right? Like, so you can throw out ideas, but
Not
as
an
though they are
idea.
facts, but they're
My
not.
experience this is my experience doing renovation and construction work and talking to people already about the project and Galvin's lack of movement on it. They haven't renovated it in the years they've been there. And when the library was looking to
They have
renovate,
done a lot of renovations.
when the library was looking to renovate the building, they came back with an estimate that would cost $7 or $8 million.
Again, I think that the library was trying to figure out how could they put in plumbing, right? And so the design that that Galvin showed is a way around, a workaround of not putting in plumbing in the
There are
building.
a number
So
of
that's,
differences.
et cetera, et cetera.
Weight bearing, John, can I talk? I think I was next. The weight bearing difference was huge in terms of the structural demands of that building. Secondly, a number of the things that were in that $8 million so-called estimate are already taken care of. The asbestos is gone. So, I mean, that's what I want to do.
Roof work wasn't included.
Can I finish now? Put the two proposals next to each other and see what the bottom line in each case is. It's
Okay,
not
what's
asking much.
the bottom
I think we should do that. We should put two together and see what is better for us. We stop fighting, it's just, we
Okay,
should work together.
I agree.
Can we move-
So,
can we
Tom,
move
are
on?
you going to,
What? Go ahead, John.
are you going to convene this said committee so we can act on it by next meeting?
Sure. If that's what everybody, yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
definitely.
we can't go another month with just not any forward motion.
Correct. And let me I will send out an email tomorrow to set that up. Ad hoc.
And in the meanwhile, are you accepting the the challenge or the job to get in touch with the mayor's office to get an idea of our ADA compliance timeline and where the various plans fall in compliance?
I understand your concern and Dominic's concern as well. And every time I've asked, it's really kind of, I don't think, and maybe Jeff knows about this, but I don't think they actually give you like firm dates on anything.
But clearly they expect you to do something, and
Correct.
so far
Yes.
we're really
Not a
having-
lot, actually.
Well, my understanding of the settlement required some immediate actions in terms of facilitating access for people. And I believe those have been done. The rest of it requires the city on all future projects, which is
Yeah.
anything we're gonna do, has to be ADA compliant. I'm not, Michael has far greater familiarity with this than I do, so I think we should check with him, but I don't know of a specific deadline you have to upgrade City Hall other than what you've already, I believe you've already done.
Yeah, the immediate needs
It's the mayor.
that we had to. Yeah, I've been texting your phone. I didn't just want to butt in.
Oh, sorry.
But the immediate needs we took care of right away. Now we're on a timeline where they just want to see that we're making effort. They also understand that, it's costly. We're dealing with a global pandemic, but they want to see that we're taking this serious. So there's no certain date that we have to have it done by, but we do have to report to them. But Michael, would be able to explain it in better detail.
That's helpful. Thank you very much. So may I respectfully suggest, Tom, that we convene a special committee or ad hoc committee to look into this? Because we had a revised proposal as recently as last August on the architectural plan for the three or four different alternatives to address the consent decree. So that's a really recent document.
Yeah.
I think we can go with that.
I do want to add, in whatever choice that we choose, that doesn't mean that, they're going to accept it. I know one of the issues with City Hall was not just about handicap bathrooms and access through a ramp, but also there's no access to upstairs for people to pay their bills. So, we would have to include some kind of mechanism for people to get upstairs as well to DPW offices.
Thank you. I could be wrong, but I think that one of those plans did address that.
The most expensive one, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe those are the apples and oranges we're comparing is the most expensive of those four
That was
versus the Galvin.
That's exactly what I started out by saying.
Go back to that. Okay. That makes it easy.
Any other topics or?
And I don't know, Tom, I know there was a question, but I wasn't sure if it was about Promenade Park or.
Oh, yes, there was a question about Promenade Park. What's the status now?
So right now, we're out to bid for, the construction service. Those bids, I believe, have gone out. There's been a RFP out. And then we're hoping to break ground on the park in the next few weeks, fingers crossed.
So Malachi's question was particularly about what was the final decision about the area, the children's playground potential gym section?
Oh, I don't quite remember. I know they're going to be redoing the playground. That they took a lot of the council's ideals and the ideals of the folks who came to the presentation at the park. So it is all being redone. I'm not sure about that, but I can get back to you.
It would be great to get confirmation.
Specifically though, Mr. Mayor, about the gym equipment for.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I give you a definite answer.
Right. All right.
Just for context, I believe that when we were looking at these final plans, the designers and the folks that were part of the DRI thing had outlined that there were phases to this whole project, and that the initial one, the one that really gets the DRI money, is the approach and up the hill and that kind of thing, and that there were other areas of the entire playground and, if you will, park that were recognized as important, but outside the financial or the grant allocation for Prospect Park. So I'm not saying that it is, but it could be that was discussed as something that would be a city expense down the road and not part of this initial push to get it done. I don't recall, but
And the more,
Yeah, I know we cut costs on a few things by,
Yeah.
we're gonna have DPW do some of the early work, and then transfer it over to, the professional construction company. So I'll update everyone on exactly what made it in and, what we might have to look at in a future date.
thank you, Mr. Mayor. And to your point, Jane, we've been told that once this gets underway, it opens up more funding sources. So,
okay.
a project dedicated to that little section could easily come out of this project in the future.
Right, in a phased development. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, the more you watch the money getting eaten up in the process, you just see how relatively little you can do. We began with this so-called $10 million, which really wasn't all to the city in the first place. Only close to 6 is designated for the city. And then when you divvy it up among the different projects, you realize how little is covered by the amounts in play. But they do say there's the promise of more funding once you get started. They just want to see you get started, break ground, start doing stuff. So, anyway, any other new business from the council first still? Public, you want to raise your hand? Anything you'd like to ask or comment on? Let's see, we have Michael Hoffman. Hi, Michael.
Hi. Thank you all. I wanted to bring up a question that Alder Wolf brought up at the last meeting about the idea of and the absence of a commissioner of grants. And since the mayor is on the call tonight, I was wondering if that could be discussed and if there's any timeline for the appointment of one.
I have no idea what a commissioner of grants is. I don't think I've ever heard of one being appointed.
Sam Pratt, I believe, was once one 20 years ago.
Yeah, that's more than half my life.
Rebecca?
Yeah, so I'm in the process of defining like the role, which is pretty clearly defined in the city code already, and it's really simple. It's basically just what I think of as a grant researcher. It's just the person who does the research to figure out what are the available grants, and it has to be a person who knows the cities well enough to understand the different what kinds of things would be useful, basically, and is then going to recommend to the mayor how to instruct the grant writers in applying for funds so that we can have more money.
I think that's a great idea. However, I can help.
Yeah, I don't know why there hasn't been one. It's one of these things about Hudson. It's like, nobody was paying attention, basically, or something. So anyways, but yeah, so the next right now, just like a small sort of soliciting of letters of inquiry is being reviewed, and once it's approved, then it'll be distributed, and hopefully we'll get interested parties applying to be, and typically, I don't know how appointments usually work. I don't know if it's like unusual to have a sort of a solicitation for it, but in this case, it's useful because it's, not everybody knows how to research grants.
It's totally at the mayor's
discretion.
Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm just talking about like, how do we?
And that's fine with me, Rebecca. We could also talk offline on how to figure out this, but I think this is definitely something I would be interested in pursuing.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Rebecca, can I just ask how this role is different from our grant writers?
They don't research.
The grant writers do not take it upon themselves to figure out what might be good for the city to apply for funds for. They just wait to be told what grant to apply.
Okay, they execute.
And so they execute the grant writing itself, but they don't have like that's why, I mean, it's been this confusing thing, and I've been kind of trying to get them to do that, but they don't. And so essentially, yeah, it's just like the missing piece. And so when I think it just came up in a conversation that it already actually is something in city code that we need. And so, I mean, that we already have.
And where would the funding for this position come from?
Like all commissioners, it's a $1,000 honorary.
Yeah, it's a one-time
Oh,
stipend.
okay, thank you, then.
Yeah, which presumably will make itself back in spades.
Yeah, right.
So.
Aaliyah Schneider has a question.
Hi, Tom, just right before you opened it up to the public, you said something about, like maybe being able to get more funding once the projects get started. And you're saying like they say this. Were you talking about the state? Were you talking about a specific entity?
No, I'm talking about the state. Talk to on the state level who have been, monitoring everything all the way through. Every project has I forget what the exact term is, but a manager on the state level, or even 2 or 3 who, know about the projects and follow the projects and give their advice. Does that help?
Yes, thanks.
Other questions or comments from the public? I don't see any hands.
Bill Houston here.
Okay, Bill.
It's really a comment or suggestion, I guess.
Okay.
I live near Oakdale Park, as many of you know, and I go walk around the lake just about every other day. We have a problem there, in that the park does not get the needed maintenance attention. I'm going to give 3 examples. Today, there's an overflowing garbage can, the back entrance, near the trailhead, near the children's playground. Overflowing garbage can that has not been emptied for at least 4 months in our largest natural park here in the city of Hudson. 4 months. Most of the top of the garbage and much below it is probably, you can see the dog poop. It's mostly dog poop bags. So the problem is that the youth department maintains that park for some reason. I cannot for the life of me figure out why this is. They do not own, the youth department in Nixakos, they do not possess a working lawnmower, okay? They have a weed whacker, they do not have a lawnmower, okay? Third example, that showing that something is wrong there and needs attention. 2 years ago, I asked Nick Zakos why there were no gutter downspouts on the bathhouse, which, as we all know, has issues. All the water coming off the roof gets down into the foundation because there are no downspouts. Nick told me that his department, nobody from his department is allowed to get on a ladder to fix the downspouts. I guess it's some sort of OSHA rule, he claims. So we have the department that maintains this large park cannot even fix the building on the property. Now there's something wrong with that, because we know that DPW can get on ladders and fix things, and that's what they're here for. So I'm suggesting, I don't know if you got to do a committee or get a few people together, but there's no reason, I hope you'll understand that there's no reason that the DPW shouldn't be maintaining that park, our largest natural park, okay? I hope some people in City Hall can get together and say, and understand that this is just wrong, and that the DPW has to take over the job, the responsibilities of maintaining Oakdale Park. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. I think you're
Tom,
point.
I I would just,
It's Dominic.
I think Rebecca first.
Oh,
Then
yeah, I just wanted to second that, what Bill said, that if indeed it is, you know, understood to be DPW, you know, purview, that indeed they should be compelled to do what they're supposed to do.
Well, can I say something to that?
sure, go ahead.
At least 3 years ago, I saw DPW mowing the lawn. It might have been 4 years ago. I'm not sure. I saw them mowing the lawn in Oakdale, and I used to see it regularly. And then it stopped. And I asked Nick Zakos last week at the meeting when that changeover happened, when DPW stopped maintaining that parking. And Nick claimed that it was before his time. So he got on board, and DPW was not maintaining the park. But I've only lived here 6 years, and I saw DPW mowing the lawns, but they have not done it for at least 3 years now.
Well, we'll certainly look into it, Bill. I think it's a legitimate concern. And, you know, I know there's a backstory to it, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, get Rob Perry involved. And I asked, this is my last comment about, I asked Rob, somebody, actually it wasn't I, but John Kane asked Rob Perry how long it would take for his crew to mow the grass at Oakdale Park. And Rob said it would take for the better part of a day. And I would just like to say, that's hooey. There's not that much grass there, actually. There's only 3 spots where there's grass. It would not take his crew of 2 maintenance guys with their mowers more than, I would say, 3 hours. Thank you.
Thank you. There was someone.
Dominic.
Oh, it was Dominic. Sorry, Dominic. Yes, go ahead, Dominic.
That's okay. So since we have Nick still on the line, and
Is he? I'm not sure.
okay.
Are you there, Nick?
Well,
okay, go ahead.
So is there a way, at least for the garbage, because I have concern about the garbage. 2 weeks ago, I believe a rabid raccoon had to be dispatched in the city. So in terms of, you know, people walking dogs and everything, is there a way to get a timeline to at least to get the garbage removed so we don't have an incident? I know this was brought up a week ago in the informal meeting. So can we at least get a timeline to get the garbage removed?
Right now, given our staffing, our difficult staffing situations because of COVID, I am the garbage changer. So I will go look at that, and I do have to apologize because I said after the last meeting I would go do it, but I've been both sick and busy, so I haven't gotten to. So I will go and do a check. And I just have to say for folks listening, I'm not going to go too far into the weeds, but Bill Houston does speak like he knows all the facts, but they're just that was peppered with things that weren't true. And I don't know where information will even be gotten about what lawnmowers we have, what we don't. We absolutely have a working lawnmower, and so I'm not sure where all the information comes from, but it's not based in reality. And so, I mean, it's a much larger conversation. I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, but I will go change that one garbage can. We do change the garbage regularly, and that one got missed. It's on the backside. It's very hard to get to during the snow, but I'll go do it for sure. I apologize.
Okay.
Thank you, Nick.
Yes, thank you, Nick. Anyone else? Comments, questions? Okay, now if you, Calvin, Dewan, and Eileen, remember you have to go to City Hall tomorrow and sign things.
Will do.
Yes, promptly.
I just wanted to thank Calvin, Duan, and Eileen for signing up to do all the signing. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Well, Eileen walks by there every day, right, Eileen?
Yep. Yes, I do.
Can I have a motion to adjourn? I see Dewan's up for that too. Do I have a second?
Or do it for old time's sake. Come on now.
Okay. All in favor, we'll let them be in favor. All in favor of adjournment, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. You have a good night.
Oh, anyone opposed? Okay, thank you all, and that's it.